Hey good people, Batavia here. So we're checking in on our garlic and we're going to harvest some garlic scapes. Quick housekeeping items. Thank yous to those who like, watch, comment, share, subscribe to Be Better Garden. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, consider it. And if you do, there's a notification bell you can hit. You'll be alerted each time I share more #GardenJoy. I'll link the video where I planted this garlic last November. Today is June the 19th, and we're going to get in here and take a look at some things, and I'll talk through a couple of things I've done over the course of this spring. Okie doke, so we have our garlic bed. A couple of quick notes. I pulled the netting off. It's not on the garlic bed to protect the garlic necessarily, but since I have brassicas in this next bed, I wanted to make sure that I try to minimize the damage that the cabbage moth does. And then also, since I had some digging animals earlier this spring, I thought it'd be helpful for me and my sanity if I just covered the entire 2 beds, which has worked out well. So what I've done so far for this garlic went in on November the 7th. This is store-bought. This row is, these 2 rows here is Music, M-U-S-I-C. It's hardneck, and it's produced these scapes, which we'll harvest. And then this last row is German Hardy, also hardneck. So from a maintenance standpoint, it's been uber easy. The only thing I've done, I came in the last week of April and I planted, I had some transplants for lettuce that I put in. So I kind of put them in between the rows. And then I'm going to say that must have been sometime in May that I came in and added bone meal. So basically I pulled back the straw and then I put like in a trench the bone meal, which is like a powder, right? And so then I watered it well, made sure that it was watered the next couple of days, and then I came back in and pushed the straw that I'm using as mulch back closer to the garlic. And so far I've only come back in to harvest one of the garlic scapes, but we're going to harvest all of it since it's all grown pretty big. I'm hoping that it's not woody. I've read that it's wise to harvest the garlic scapes. Not only are they edible, but if you harvest them, the plants will then push energy into creating bigger bulbs, bigger cloves, versus the energy going into the scape, which would ultimately flower. So that's why we're coming in and doing this today. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do with all of the garlic that we have for scapes that we're harvesting. Since it's my first time growing, I don't have the best feel for when I'll harvest the actual garlic bulbs. But everything I've read says sometime in July. So we may be 3 to 4 weeks off of harvesting the actual garlic from the bed. Okie doke, so we got it all done. So this is the 3 rows of garlic. This is the Music. Be careful, it's dangerous. And this is the German Hardy. The Music seems to be a bit more young, tender, probably more like where you would want to harvest it compared to, so this is what it looks like compared to the German Hardy, which were all larger. So kind of with food, right? Bigger doesn't always mean better. I did taste it just to be able to share a note with y'all. So compared to the one that I harvested earlier, maybe 2 weeks ago, this, once I get down to this part of it, was definitely more woody. Still had the garlic flavor, a little bit of the zing, but I wouldn't kind of use this for like chopping it up to put into a meal where I'd actually eat the garlic. This may be more flavoring, but I expect that it will be more tender as you get further up the garlic scape. So we'll use what we can use and we'll minimize the waste. But I'm uber pleased. Again, first year that I've grown garlic. I planted it a couple of years ago and it didn't produce at all. So to be here is really, 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 really cool. And then to be able to kind of pull a second purpose from the overall garlic is super cool too. So we're going to get this into the kitchen, cleaned up, overall pretty clean, but we'll give it a good rinse. We'll figure out, we'll probably do some chopping and freezing of it, kind of like I would freeze garlic cloves. For this bed, we're going to harvest some of the lettuce, and then we'll cover the bed and probably be back in 3 or 4 weeks to harvest the garlic. All right, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them below, and I'll look forward to seeing y'all on the next one.